You are listening to Wait, did I start?
Uh-huh.
Okay, sorry. I thought I started before you pressed it. You are listening to A Scary State, and this week we're covering whatever Lauren wants to talk about. So, Lauren,
Yes, Kenzie?
let's get scary.
It is finally starting to feel like fall.
Yes, oh my God.
I am so excited.
It's like chilly.
I know. I had to use
nice.
my seat warmers this morning because it was like 34 when I went out.
I
to
know,
get
I
there.
had to like turn off my AC in my
It's
car.
so exciting. So I have a funny story. So have you seen that one? It's probably a TikTok, but I saw it on Facebook of where the guy, he's like, I went to the grocery store and I bought some Hoosen and I came home and I said, oh, look, there's some Hoosen in my closet. And then I go to the store and then I buy some more. And then I see, oh no, there's some in my closet.
No, but I understand the concept.
Okay. So I bought applesauce
Mhm.
and I brought some to work on Monday.
Mhm.
And I ate it on Monday. It was
Sure.
great. So I brought some on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I didn't eat it on Tuesday. I left it in the fridge.
Mhm.
Didn't eat any on Wednesday. On Thursday, I thought before I left, oh, I want some applesauce. I brought it to work.
Yeah.
So now there were 4 in the fridge.
4?
Well, because I bring 2 because they're little cups.
Oh.
So then today, I'm packing all my stuff. And I said, this doesn't look like a lot of food. Let me grab these last 2 applesauces. Now there were
So
6.
now your entire
there were
thing
6 in the fridge at work.
So now the entire packages of applesauce is now at work.
Well, I brought it back tonight.
Why? You should have just left it there.
Because I'm only working 1 day next week. I'm not going to eat 6 applesauces in 1 day. That's wild.
But like you said, they're small. So really, if you put them all in a bowl, it's probably like a normal serving.
But so one of my coworkers, Bree, was like, who was bringing so much applesauce? And I was like, oh, that's me. And she was like, I thought it was 2 different people because I had separated it. And I was like, well, I separated it so it didn't look like it was all from one person. So there were 3 on one half of the fridge and 3 on the other half.
You're ridiculous. Hilarious, ridiculous.
Thanks. But yeah, so I have a lot of applesauce in the fridge.
I bring applesauce for my lunch,
Oh, see?
but mine has cinnamon in it.
Yeah, mine's the cinnamon one. The not cinnamon one's gross.
It's bland.
Yeah,
Too bland.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Do you like chunky applesauce?
No.
Ooh, we used to get that. I liked it.
I don't like chunky anything.
I don't like chunky peanut butter, but I don't mind
If it's
chunky
supposed to be
applesauce.
smooth, I want it smooth. I don't want it chunky.
What are other chunky things?
Peanut butter.
Well, yeah. Are those the only 2 things? Ooh, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, no, fucking hate that.
Ooh, I like chunky mashed potatoes.
No. Smooth. I want to be able to swallow, not chew. If I have to chew, I might as well just give me a fucking potato.
I work with this one guy. He heats up a potato every day. 8 minutes in the microwave. Every day. We only have 1 microwave too, so it's kind of
8
annoying.
minutes. That's a long time.
Maybe it's 6. It's a long time anyways. And we see when it's going to be prepared because he puts all of his toppings out on the counter. And then we see the potato go in. I mean, I love a baked potato.
Same.
I would not be mad about it, but every day.
I'd get sick of it.
We would too. But I don't know.
Like, as someone who can do something for a really long time, even I couldn't do that.
But yeah, every day he heats up his potato and has baked potato with all the toppings.
Does it smell good?
Yeah, it does. It smells really good. The first day I saw it happening, I walked by, I was like, oh, that's such a good idea. Oh, delicious.
Yeah. That does sound yummy.
All right. Are we ready for this case?
Yeah, I can't think of anything to share.
Ooh, I have another thing to share.
Okay.
This has been happening a lot. I go out to my car the other day and I get in my car and I look up right above my door. There's a freaking spider.
Oof.
Do you know the bravery it took to get out of my car under the spider? I did it. And then it's just hanging there. And so in the rain, because it was raining, I had to lift up my 1 foot, take my shoe off, and I got it.
I would have crawled to the other side.
But then I had to drive.
Oh, you were driving?
No, I was about to drive.
Right.
How could I have crawled in on the
I
other
thought
side?
you just said get out of your car.
Oh, I can't climb over the console.
Well, I know you can't. That's why I'm saying I. I didn't say you should.
I
said
had no choice. It was either drive with the spider hanging here
Yeah.
or be brave and duck under it.
Yeah, no, I would have crawled to the other side.
I had no choice. But I killed it. I know I killed it. But then when I looked, it was gone. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It had fallen. So I picked it up and I threw it away. But
Why?
why did I throw it away?
Yeah. Was it in your car?
Yes.
Oh, you said, okay, the way you made it seem was like you were trying to get out of your car.
I was I got in my car.
Yeah.
And then I looked up, and right above
You
my
saw it.
door, like on the inside, I saw it.
So you got back out
So I got back out
and got rid of it.
because I don't have enough room to kill it if I'm in my car.
Sure.
So I got out and I killed it.
And it fell in your car.
Well, it was already in my car. So it just continued to fall in the car.
And then you threw it away.
Yeah. It was trash day, so there's a trash can right next to me.
Ew.
I know. I was so brave.
You were.
I hated it so much.
You deserve a medal.
Thank you. I thought so too, but no one else shared the same feelings. No one else remarked on my bravery. But it should have been remarked on.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have done it.
Thank you.
I would have been stranded.
I can't come into work today. There's a spider in my car. So like sometimes I'll see like webs. Not webs, like a strand.
This is what happens when you live around too many trees.
I know. I hate it. Because they probably find a way to crawl up into my like engine or something and get up in my car.
That's gross.
I hate it.
Ew.
Now I'm scared there's like a family living in there.
Stop.
Because it's the second spider I've found
Okay.
in my car.
What's your story?
Okay. So this one's not going to be much better, but it's not about spiders. So an overall trigger warning for this one, just like everything you can think of kind of like yours.
Yeah.
Because it's brutal.
Okay.
It pretty much contains every trigger warning that there is. So I just wanted to give a heads up. So kind of like the little thing you say, if you aren't in the headspace, come back and listen later. Because it's a bad one, but it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's one that I think needs to be shared.
Sure.
And I also apologize now. The pronunciations will be wrong. I have no doubt about that.
I think it's what we do.
I am trying my best.
Yeah.
I looked them up.
Yeah.
I wrote how to do it. It's not going to come out that way.
Yeah.
I tried.
Other people pronounce shit wrong. It's not just us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this case has collectively become known as the Kita Kyushu serial murder incident.
Ooh.
This took place in Japan, primarily between 1996 and 1998, and due to the severity of the crimes, many Japanese media outlets actually chose not to report any of the details.
Interesting.
The Japanese Times reported that prosecutors from the case said it was without comparison in the criminal history of Japan.
Like, as in, like, the worst?
Yes.
Thing? Wow.
So, a little hard to find all of the information because no one reported on it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I did what I could with what I had.
Yes.
It all began on April 28th, 1961, when Futoshi...
1961?
1961? What's wrong with 1961?
Didn't you say 1996?
When the crimes happened.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Let me finish the sentence and it'll make sense.
Okay.
When Futoshi Matsunaga was born, that's why he was born on this year.
Oh, we're talking about the guy.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yes. He was born in Kokurakita ward of the city of Kitakoshu in Fukuoka Prefecture.
I think that was great.
Thank you. It's going to be some editing, but we got there.
Yeah.
Matsunaga grew up in Yanagawa to a wealthy family. His parents owned a tatami mat business and were considered well off. So those are like the mats that you see in like homes and stuff that they would sit on and
okay. Yeah,
meditate on and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
so that's what those mats are.
Oh, that's cool.
While in school, Matsunaga received good grades and was generally well liked due to his charming personality.
Okay.
With his good grades, he was usually within the top scores of his class.
Wow.
He led a student organization and he even became class president. But despite all this, he did exhibit some disciplinary problems. He was often caught lying and misrepresenting facts, causing many of his teachers to lose trust in him. Some of his classmates often described him as manipulative, even at that young age. He had a way of getting others to do what he wanted.
So, which one? That's what? Sociopath? Psychopath? Psychopath? Where you can fake it?
One of those.
Both of them you manipulate to get what you want. But one of them you fake.
I think 1, 2 deals with like people you know.
Yeah.
And 1 deals with people you don't know. I think socio is people you know. I could be wrong. We could be completely wrong about this.
Well, it's one or the other.
But yeah, they like watch how other people react and that's how they
Yeah.
live their life.
Yeah.
In high school, he was caught having relations with a girl from junior high school,
Ew.
which led to him being transferred to a different high school.
That's icky.
I know. Then when he was just 19, he got married, unknown if to that same girl, and had a son. He dropped out of university and began running scams. But marriage didn't mean much.
That happened so fast.
I know. But marriage didn't mean much to Matsunaga. During his marriage, he was involved with at least 10 mistresses.
Damn.
And in October of 1982, he became involved with a woman named Junko Ogata, who had been one of his former schoolmates from Yanagawa. So he gets with Ogata.
But he's married.
Old schoolmate. He's married. We never hear about this wife again.
Do they stay together?
I have literally no idea.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, we don't have a ton about his life.
Yeah,
So this is kind of all the information that we've gathered.
Yeah.
Ogata must have been Matsunaga's favorite mistress because in 1982, 2 years after they started their affair, Matsunaga promised her that he would marry her at some point. Their relationship would be considered a common law marriage.
So he didn't get divorced?
I'm not sure how it works over there,
Yeah.
but they so at least here, if you're like living with someone for a certain amount of time
Mhm.
and you're not married, you can be common law in certain states.
Mhm.
That's what they are
Maybe.
at this point.
Yeah.
So a little about Junko Ogata. She was born on February 25th, 1962 in Kurume, Fukuoka Prefecture, and actually grew up in a pretty wealthy family as well.
Did you prefecture? What is
Mhm.
that?
I don't know.
Is it
I
like a
assume maybe
province or like a county
yeah,
kind of
that's
thing?
what I'm thinking it is.
Okay.
She was often described as caring and gentle. She was a virgin when she met Matsunaga, but he constantly accused her of sleeping with other men.
They always do.
So first trigger warning here. This led to him severely abusing her. But Ogata's mother didn't approve of this union.
Well, yeah.
Right. Matsunaga was abusive to Ogata, and her mother wasn't about that.
Uh-huh.
So here's where we will start this awful journey. So yet another trigger warning.
Seemed like it was already awful from the start.
It gets even worse. So just trigger warnings from here on out. If I were to do it every time, it would be half the show. Matsunaga didn't want to listen to Ogata's mother, Shizumi Ogata. I just call her Ogata because it's easier.
Yeah.
And as a result of the awful things that Shizumi had said about him, Matsunaga raped Shizumi, Ogata's own mother. After this, Ogata left and headed off to a junior college.
Oh my God.
Yep. After that, she gained qualifications to become a kindergarten teacher. She was known to be very polite, and it was apparent that she enjoyed working with and being with the kids.
Were they still together?
Mm-hmm.
Even
But-
after that,
Mm-hmm.
girl.
She worked hard and never missed work, never once calling in sick. But in 1985, her health took a turn. It was Parents' Day at the kindergarten she worked at. This is a day where the parents were invited to see their children's classes.
Mm-hmm.
During the day, she collapsed. She was told to take a week off to recover. After the week was over, she never returned to work.
Uh-oh.
The principal of the school went to her house to wish her well and check on her, but Ogata wasn't there. She eventually came back to work on payday to collect her check, but didn't return after that.
Okay.
The principal had to give her severance pay to Ogata's mother because she didn't show up again. So another one here for suicide. Another trigger warning. At some point shortly after this, she attempted suicide. From this, Matsunaga swooped in and told her that because of her attempt, her entire family hated her, so she should move in with him instead.
Manipulative asshole.
That is his,
MO.
word is
Yeah.
manipulation.
Yeah.
In 1985, that same year, Matsunaga decided that he wanted to operate a futon business, so he purchased a building in which he could do so.
Futon.
Another one said that this was potentially so his parents' mat business that they had.
Right.
It was also said that maybe he inherited it.
Is futon Japanese?
But that's why I think futon seems close to those mats.
Yeah.
So potentially interchangeable. One source said it was from his father. One source said it wasn't.
Yeah.
We have 3 sources to work with, so
Sure.
who's to say?
He started a business, or he was in one.
He started a business, we believe.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. He named his business The World.
Okay. That's weird.
I know. Either way, in 1985, he was running the world.
Oh my God. You think that's why he did it?
Maybe. But not long after, when he had some employees, he built a soundproof room on the 3rd floor
Uh-oh.
and started using it to administer electric shocks to those employees.
What?
He would also shout at the men, saying odd things like, quote, "There is a spirit behind you. It is sucking away your fortune." He would make references to religious terms like samsara and kami. So samsara is a Sanskrit word that means wandering as well as world. So this term pretty much means cyclic change or running in circles. So birth, death, reincarnation, karmic cycle type of things. Kami are the deities, divinities, spirits, mythological, spiritual, or natural phenomena that are respected in the traditional Shinto religion of Japan. So great leaders would be, or they would become kami or kami.
Who? Obviously, there's things that we're missing. Because if my boss was like, come here, I'm going to do electric shock to you.
I know.
I would say no.
I'd be like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay here. Thanks.
I'm going to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah.
But it happened.
He obviously manipulated his way to do it.
Oh, it has to be.
If these, grown adults are like, yeah, sure, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Must have played on something.
I don't know. In 1992, Ogata became an executive at Matsunaga's company. Then by 1992, Matsunaga had managed to steal 118 million yen, which is about $2.2 million,
Damn.
through fraud and blackmail when his company became swamped with bills it couldn't pay. So
Mhm.
instead of finding other ways to pay, he just disappeared. So he and Ogata evaded police capture, which put them on Japan's most wanted list.
Wow.
So now let's start with April of 1993.
Okay.
Matsunaga was living in a condo in Kokurakita-ku.
Okay.
While living there, he met a married woman who had 3 children. In April of 1993, using his charming personality, he was able to convince this woman to leave her husband and run away with him. When the woman questioned who Ogata was, Matsunaga said that she was his sister.
Hey. No.
That's why I'm like, how are you this convincing?
It's gotta
Year,
be she's at her lowest
desperate.
point. Yeah. And if she thinks that her family hates her, where is she gonna go?
That's Ogata. This is another lady.
Right, but didn't she say that she was his sister?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if she's giving into that,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So, okay, him and this other lady run away.
He just like invites her to live with him in his condo.
Okay.
Okay. In September of that year, one of the woman's children mysteriously died.
Uh-oh.
So her 2 other children went to live with their father and grandfather. So now they're out of the picture.
Okay.
During Matsunaga's whole relationship with this woman, he was able to defraud her of 11.8 million yen, which is $145,510.
Oh my god.
Then just a few months later, in March of 1994, the woman mysteriously died.
Hmm.
Matsunaga was looked into, but police were unable to prove that he had killed the woman or her child or had anything to do with anything.
Do we know how she died?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Nope. We also don't have her name, just known as the woman.
Interesting.
It was also this year that Ogata gave birth to the pair's first child, a son.
No.
Then later, in 1994,
That's probably why she's sticking around.
because she now was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I will get to it.
Okay.
Like, why
Yeah.
she stuck around. Then later, in 1994, Matsunaga started to victimize Kumio Toraya and his daughter. Again, daughter has no name, just known as daughter. Kumio had his daughter when he was young. In 1994, he was 27 or so, and his daughter was 9 or so. Kumio wasn't a stranger to Matsunaga. He was actually an old friend of his. And as we know, Matsunaga has a way of charming people and persuading them.
Yeah.
He was able to get Kumio to trust him so much that Kumio revealed his past criminal history to Matsunaga.
Uh-oh.
Matsunaga dug a bit deeper and found out everything about him. He also found out a past relationship that Kumio had, one that Matsunaga threatened to expose.
Uh-oh.
We don't know what it was,
Yeah.
but it was bad enough that it could have put, like, I guess, ruined Kumio and his daughter's reputation.
I guess they were high up in society?
I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but whatever it is.
I
And
mean,
like,
millions of yen, like, that's not cheap.
right.
So you gotta it seems like we're in a well-off kind of situation.
We could be. So Matsunaga used this knowledge to start blackmailing Kumio.
Mm.
In 1996, the pair had another son. And again, I put trigger warning here for just all sorts of awful. So somehow Matsunaga was able to convince Kumio and his daughter to visit him at his condo.
Mm.
He may have invited them over under the pretense of helping them or providing shelter. Maybe blackmail was used, but either way, the two went to Matsunaga's apartment where he proceeded to hold them captive.
Mm.
It's so bad. Oh. And Matsunaga tortured Kumio. He used electric shocks, forced him to eat his own feces, and forced his daughter to bite her own father. He also got the two to hate each other. Kumio's daughter would be forced to punch her father in order to avoid getting a jolt from a stun gun. They were only given food scraps to eat. In the cold winter, they were locked in a freezing bathroom while Matsunaga and Ogata would spray them with icy cold water. And after all this abuse, Kumio died on February 26, 1996 at the age of 35.
What about his daughter?
We'll get to her too.
Aw.
So after Kumio was dead, Matsunaga and Ogata made a stew using Kumio's body parts.
What the fuck?
Matsunaga even insisted that Kumio's daughter should drink the broth.
So this common law wife that he has, she's just as sick as he is.
She's complicit in everything he's doing.
I mean, and I know that women who are in abusive situations, like, it's difficult to get out of, especially if you have kids, like, absolutely. But it's one thing to turn a blind eye. It's another thing to essentially participate.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yes. But Kumio's daughter was still in Matsunaga's captivity. He then tried to convince Kumio's daughter that she had been the one to murder her father.
What the fuck?
He also forced Kumio's daughter to go with Ogata to dispose of the remains, which were pulverized, then thrown into the sea near the Kunisaki Peninsula.
See, like, that part I get, like, in terms of being in that kind of relationship and stuck and doing those kinds of tasks. But it's the eating part that I'm like, how, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Kumio's daughter remained in Matsunaga's captivity at this point. Soon, Matsunaga found another target. This woman happened to be an acquaintance of Kumio. Somehow, with that charming personality of his, he was able to convince the woman that he was a graduate of Kyoto University and he promised to marry her.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, when she went to his apartment with her daughter, he took them hostage as well.
The fuck?
He then defrauded her of 5.6 million yen, which is $69,066.
Wow.
And all of this, I didn't change it to like today's money.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is like the money that it was back then.
Yeah.
So more money now.
Right.
In March of 1997, she was able to escape by jumping from the second floor of his condo. She was immediately put into the care of a mental hospital. As for her daughter, Matsunaga released her. At this point, Ogata was trusted by Matsunaga. She would leave the apartment to go buy food and go to work if she needed, but she would always return. Up until April of 1997, when Ogata left for work and just never returned to the apartment she shared with Matsunaga.
Good for you.
He immediately began looking for her. He called her family and threatened to tell them where Ogata was. He then blackmailed Shizumi, Ogata's mother, over the 1985 rape.
But that's
I'll
your fault.
I touch on it, don't you worry.
Like,
He would threaten the family, telling them lies that Ogata was a murderer, but they still didn't tell him where she was. What had actually happened was that she had escaped. She had told her family all that she had been facing and enduring and being forced to do and that she couldn't take it anymore. Not getting anywhere with the family or finding Ogata, Matsunaga then faked his own suicide and even performed his own funeral.
sweet Jesus.
The news of this made it on television and made Ogata feel safe to return to the area and to her family, believing all of the fear and torture was over because he was finally dead.
No.
But when she returned home, she found that Matsunaga had been alive the whole time. When she was back with him, she was subjected to continued abuse.
Oh.
Hoping to rid themselves of him.
But when her kids were still with him? Or her kids no?
I don't know where the kids were actually. It never
Okay.
touched on where they were, but they're back with them now.
So it does sound like she maybe was able to escape with the kids?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they were with the family. I don't know. But when she goes back, well, when she's forced back,
Yeah.
the kids are now with her again.
Oh, God.
Hoping to rid themselves of him, the Ogata family gave Matsunaga. What was that? What fell? How? Oh, was it on the beanbag?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Good thing we weren't telling like a horror story, like a ghost story.
It still scared the shit out of
It's a
me.
horror story, but at least it's not a ghost story where like something bumps in the night.
Still scary.
Mm-hmm. Remember when the curtain moved and we found out it was the air conditioning?
Yeah.
All right. Hoping to rid themselves of him, the Ogata family gave Matsunaga 35 million yen, which is $717,116. But instead of the money getting him to leave them alone, he invaded their house and held them captive. He then began psychologically controlling them in ways similar to the methods of cult leader Shoko Ashihara. He was
I
the leader of
remember
the
him.
doomsday cult Shinrikyo.
Yeah.
And don't worry, I will get into those methods.
Okay.
And things continued to
I'm-
get bad.
I'm a little worried, mostly because you're going to get into those methods.
Yeah. He then raped Ogata's married sister, Rieko. He began using torture, sexual abuse, and his charismatic words to turn the family into his own personal cult.
Does he still have that daughter that he kidnapped?
Yep.
So he still has the daughter he kidnapped,
Mm-hmm.
the common law wife that he's abusing, his 2 kids,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a wife and child somewhere else.
Yeah, we don't ever touch on them again.
But then he takes his common law wife's family hostage.
Mm-hmm.
With his common law wife, the 2 kids, and the daughter.
Correct.
Jesus Christ. How
Correct.
do you there's got to be something that if the way he, I don't know, portrays things or whatever he does, because he's one person and he's gotten an entire family
I get into it.
to be
Trust
complicit.
me.
That's, yeah.
If this were just like where we're each doing an episode in the same
Yeah.
one, I wouldn't get into it. But because this is mine, I got into it.
Yeah.
So he formed them kind of into his own personal cult, but not in the traditional sense of a cult. But again, I will touch on that later.
Okie dokie.
So the Ogata family was still being held captive in December of 1997. And on the 21st of December, Matsunaga forced Junko Ogata to shock her 61-year-old father, Takashiki.
This is the sister? Or this is
Ogata.
Okay.
She was forced to shock her father.
Okay.
She was forced to shock him until his body could no longer take it and he died.
No.
Of course, this was too much for the family and his wife, Ogata's mother. Shizumi's mental health began to deteriorate. She started speaking in strange voices and acting erratically. So Matsunaga commanded Rieko, Ogata's sister, and her husband Kazuya to strangle her to death. At this point, Rieko had gone half deaf due to the abuse she had endured by Matsunaga. Shizumi died on January 20th, 1998 at the age of only 58. Then just weeks after that, Matsunaga forced Kazuya to strangle his own wife, Rieko. who was 33, while their 10-year-old daughter, Aya, held her down. He no longer wanted to deal with her and the fact that she was deaf.
Okay, wait, sorry. I'm
Yep.
okay.
So, mother has been strangled.
Mother's been strangled by wife?
Mother was strangled by her daughter and her daughter's husband,
So sister.
Junko's sister.
Okay.
Yes.
So sister and husband kill mom.
Yep.
And then husband kills sister?
Husband kills, sister who's technically wife,
Right.
like his own wife.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, their daughter was holding her down.
Oh my God.
Yes.
How old's the daughter?
10.
I mean, not that it mattered her age, it's still repulsive, but like.
Right. So now we have the father died, the mother died, the sister died.
But all at the hands of each other.
Correct.
Jesus Christ.
Being forced by Matsunaga. Kazuya was exhausted. I think that I know I'm pronouncing all of their names completely differently. Kazuya was exhausted after this and then was locked up in the bathroom. He survived for 2 months by drinking toilet water, but he ended up starving to death on April 13th, 1998 at the age of only 38.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. After his passing, Ogata and Aya, so the daughter, were forced to kill Yuki, Rieko's 5-year-old son. So technically Aya's brother, which would be Junko's nephew.
Right. And so there's she had one sister, had one daughter.
Had a daughter and a son, I believe.
And
so Aya and Yuki were her 2 children.
And they are now killing wife's kids?
No, they are wife's kids.
They are wife's kids.
They are wife's kids.
The wife's kids are killing cousins.
No.
Sorry, I'm confused.
Okay,
Sorry.
we have Junko.
Yes.
Ogata.
Yes.
But I'll call her Junko for the sake of the family.
Okay.
She had her father and her mother.
Yes.
They both were killed.
Yes.
She had her sister, Raiko.
Yes.
And Raiko was married to Kazuya.
Yes.
And they both together had Aya and Yuki.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So, Kazuya and Aya killed Reiko.
Okay.
So she's out of the picture.
Yes.
Kazuya was
Starved
in the
death.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have Aya and Ruki.
Okay.
Or Aya and Yuki. So Ogata and Aya were forced to kill Yuki.
Oh.
Rieko's 5-year-old son. So technically Aya's brother.
Okay, so her nephew, her brother.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. I should have drawn you a family tree.
Honestly, that would have been great.
That would have worked so well. They were forced to torture him with electricity.
God. Oh, these poor babies.
I know. Kumio's daughter, who was still with Matsunaga over a full year later, was forced to strangle Aya on June 7th, 1998.
I have so many questions.
So now the only people left of her family are her and her 2 sons.
And the daughter.
And the daughter.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I have to pee, so I'm going to stop this now. All right, back from the bathroom break. Okay.
And back to the show.
Matsunaga and Ogata would dismember and then boil their victims' remains in pots, then dispose of them in washrooms or into the sea. But after each murder of her own family members, Matsunaga would blame Ogata for the murders. In the end, it was Ogata and her 2 children who survived out of all of her other family members who had been killed under Matsunaga's orders.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have much information on this one, but in July of 2000, Matsunaga was able to convince yet another woman to run away with him and eventually get married.
Oh my God.
In August of 2001, this woman gave Matsunaga and Ogata her twin sons.
Just gave them.
Mm-hmm. She then gave the 2 20 million yen, so $246,580, after Matsunaga told her that was how much it would be to raise and care for the children.
Was she just dropping them off?
I don't know. This is all we have that she gave them her twin sons.
Fuck.
What I'm hoping is that she, maybe was down financially or didn't have the means to take care of them.
But she just gave them 20 million yen.
Right. I don't know.
That's
a
crazy.
good point.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. On January 30th, 2002, Kumio's daughter made an escape from Matsunaga, and she made it for about 2 weeks. On February 15th, Matsunaga found her and took her back into captivity. He then tortured her with electric shocks.
And she never thought to tell anybody that what was happening?
That's what I thought at first, too.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't know what he told her about the outside world.
That's
She's been
true.
with him for 6 years at this point.
That's true. That's true.
But again, on March 6th, she escaped and this time made it to the police, where she immediately reported the crimes that had taken place.
Thank God.
Matsunaga and Ogata tried to find her the next day but were arrested. the twins that the two had essentially taken, and Ogata's two biological children were immediately taken into police protection. The pair was charged with, okay, all right, we're going to go over all the names again.
Okie dokie.
So this pair was charged with Aya's murder on
Mhm.
September 18th, 2002, Takashigi's murder on October 12th, 2002. So these are when they were charged with the individual murders.
Mhm. Mhm.
Shizumi's murder on December 6th, 2002,
Okay.
Yuki's murder on January 11th, 2003,
Mhm.
Kumio's murder on February 3rd, 2003, Rieko's murder on February 25th, 2003, and Kazuya's murder on May 30th, 2003. So 7 murder counts.
Not a it's interesting that it's not all at once,
Right,
like we would have here.
right. I thought the same thing.
I wonder if that's just, like, how they do it or if there was a specific reason for
There's another thing that I will get to in here that it's different from how we do it.
well, I imagine.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I'll get to it, you'll see. Kumio's daughter, who is now 17, she was in there when she was 9.
Ugh,
She was never charged with anything.
good.
Ogata confessed to her parts in the murders, but Matsunaga said that none of the stories were true and that the women had just fabricated their stories about him.
Mm.
The police were unable to find any human remains or any evidence,
No!
so they had to rely heavily on the testimonies from Kumio's daughter and Ogata's children. But an investigation insider said, and I think that's like a investigative journalist.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and this is a major trigger warning. So this is what they said. Quote, Matsunaga's hideous sexual proclivities were horrifying. Matsunaga forced his common law wife's mother to take part in a simulated rape, and he used a stun gun on the genitals of Ogata's niece, who was only a little girl 10 years old, giving her an electric shock. When we raided Matsunaga's home, we found loads of pornographic photos and videos that he had taken. There were even photos where Matsunaga had taken pictures of naked women walking around with vibrators still inserted inside themselves.
Jesus.
A neighbor said, quote, for about a week in the summer of 97, we could hear the noise of a saw being used in their apartment until around 3 a.m. And there was this vile smell that permeated the entire apartment block.
Oh my god.
The prosecutors in the case said that Matsunaga and Ogata's relationship was a necessary element of the crimes, quote, like two sets of wheels. They also said that the murders were deeply connected with Matsunaga's abnormal desire for money and his self-centered nature, which caused him not to care if others were destroyed.
Yeah.
When the Fukuoka District Court's Kokura branch handed down their decision, they said that the crimes had been, quote, cruel, twisted, and inhumane. On September 2008, 2005,
What?
nope. It came out of my mouth and I was like, wait, that's not right. On September 28th, 2005,
There you go.
Matsunaga and Ogata were sentenced to death by hanging by a district court in Fukuoka, presided over by Judge Toshinobu Wakamaya. He said that Matsunaga was the mastermind and Ogata was his willful executioner. It was concluded that the couple would confine and assault their victims in order to extract money from them. When that money eventually ran out or Matsunaga and Ogata feared they would be discovered, they would kill their victim and the corpse would be dismembered, then thrown into the sea. Some of the victims had even had to borrow large sums of money to give to Matsunaga and Ogata before they were ultimately killed.
Jeez.
His methods of torture were electric shock to control and punish victims, starvation, isolation, and sleep deprivation, sexual abuse regardless of victim's age,
Mm.
making victims kill each other to, quote, prove loyalty or break their minds. They were also found to have only committed 6 murders. So I had said 7 before. They were only found to have committed 6.
Mm.
The court said that they had not killed Takashigi, Ogata's father, directly. But they had only injured him by electric shocks, which later resulted in his death.
Because didn't her sister and husband technically kill?
No.
No.
No, she's the one who shocked him to death.
Oh. Oh, oh.
They weren't charged for this one because, quote, they didn't intend to kill him.
Yes, they did.
So in the US, that would still be considered murder. If you
Yeah.
hurt someone and then they die, it is murder.
Right.
At first, it's attempted murder, and then when they die, it is murder.
Right.
So that's one of the things that's quite different in the US versus
Yeah.
Japan, which I thought was interesting. You're not going to just shock a 61-year-old person and be like,
Right.
I didn't think it was going to kill him.
I mean, if you're not going to charge him with murder, assault, maybe
Something.
something.
But it didn't go into, like,
Anything
if that came from anything.
Yeah.
On October 11th, 2005, Ogata appeals the first verdict of the death sentence. On September 26, 2007, the High Court actually did change Ogata's sentence to life imprisonment rather than death.
Hmm.
They ruled that Matsunaga had exerted control over her, forcing her to kill the victims.
Wait. Sorry. Who got life in prison?
Ogata.
That's a good thing.
She got life in prison.
But
Matsunaga's
he's-
still sentenced to death.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking the other way around.
Nope.
My
Nope.
bad. Yes. Okay. That's not terrible. I don't hate that.
Yep. So there's still public debate about her case. Was she brainwashed or was she a true accomplice?
There's a Criminal Minds episode
Of course there is.
where
There always is.
there always is. I gotta imagine after a certain amount of years, you gotta be
I'll go into it.
okay.
We get deep into it. Don't
Okay.
you worry. Prosecutors tried again to appeal Ogata's life sentence to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court upheld the life sentence. So they
Okay.
were trying to get her released or
Oh,
get her less years,
okay.
not to be a life sentence. But the Supreme Court was like, not life
No,
sentence.
yeah.
Matsunaga's original sentence was upheld. As of 2025, he is still on death row.
Damn.
I don't know how their criminal justice system works and if it's
Sounds
fast or
about as
not.
slow as ours.
Right. Because this happened. They were charged. Everything was charged in 2002 to 2003.
But it sounds like by court 2005, so it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
An appeal was in 2007, but that was for Ogata.
Yeah.
Kumio's daughter had opened up about everything that happened to her during her captivity. But since then, she has been able to start living a somewhat normal life. She attended night school and had a part time job at a kid's house. She got her license right when she turned 18. Her friends say that she is sometimes cheerful and sometimes laughs. I know. There was a project called The Forest of Love, which was released on Netflix on October 11th, 2019, based on Matsunaga's crimes.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh.
I will.
Okay.
I have been busy
Yes.
working on this and all of the other stuff we have for this month.
Yes.
So I wanted to go into how Matsunaga can compare to other cult leaders
Okay.
with the methods he used for drawing people in and getting them into his house in the first place.
Okay.
Because that was always my big thing where I was like, how?
Mhm.
Like, how?
Mhm.
So while he didn't lead a cult like Shinrikyo or Heaven's Gate or Jonestown, he did use cult leader tactics.
Sounds like it, yeah.
So as we learned from early on, he was a very charismatic person. He was charming and persuasive, which is often what drew people in at first. He also claimed at points to have psychic powers and deep insights into people's lives, which often allowed him to prey on people's emotional vulnerability.
Mm.
So this type of thinking, charismatic, saying you have all these powers, this aligns with Charles Manson, Jim Jones, Marshall Applewhite, and other cult leaders who would make claims of divinity or enlightenment.
And they always find the type of people that would believe them.
hmm He also clearly would cut his victims off from their friends and family.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he took Ogata away from her family,
Yeah.
at first by saying that they all hated her because of her suicide attempt. By cutting people off, they feel more reliant on him and therefore don't have any outside influences who would persuade them away from him. It also makes the victims feel isolated, hopeless, and alone. This aligns with Heaven's Gate, Charles Manson, Jim Jones, David Koresh, all who tried to remove the followers from society and their families and did so by creating their own compounds and societies.
Okay.
Matsunaga, not surprisingly, used gaslighting and psychological abuse as well as torture, threats, and physical abuse.
Mhm.
He would tell his victims that they were sinful and cursed and that he was the only one who could save or purify them, leaving his victims to depend on him for that. This would rewrite the victim's worldview with the new truths that he was telling.
Mhm.
He would also claim that he could read minds, sense lies, and channel spiritual and supernatural forces.
Phew.
He would use electroshock, torture, starvation, and sleep deprivation in a way to torture and control his victims. He would force his victims to torture each other as well. Over time, an individual's internal compass is destroyed.
I was gonna say, if you have 2 options.
Mhm.
Hurt someone you love or be hurt yourself.
Right, and at some point, you're gonna just switch into survival mode.
Absolutely.
They no longer trust themselves to know what is real or what's right, leading
Mhm.
them to lean more on the person inflicting the pain, Matsunaga.
Yeah.
And there was another cult, I can't remember which one it was, but that was a big thing with sleep deprivation.
Mm.
They would keep them up really late, wake them up really early in the morning, and have them do like cold plunges early in the morning and like recite whatever in this like freezing cold pool. I cannot remember what this one was called. If people know, let us know.
I haven't
But
heard of it.
sleep deprivation is a huge tactic that people will use.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, as someone who is very sensitive to sleep and lack thereof,
Uh-huh. You just don't feel like yourself and you can't
no.
think things through
Mm-mm.
like correctly,
Not at
like
all.
all of that's gone when you don't have
Yeah.
sleep
And I gotta wonder too, he never not that he never hurt his own kids, but
that we know of.
that we know of. But that's probably one of his biggest tactics that he used against her
It could be.
was the threat of hurting her children.
It could be. That wasn't mentioned anywhere, but again, this case wasn't super
Yeah.
covered, so it really could have been.
Yeah. I mean, I think in addition to all the other things,
Mhm.
but that probably was like a big thing for her
Right, to
because she's
stay,
right.
to
If
protect the
she's
kids.
protecting your kids, if he's like, as long as you do all of these things, they won't have to endure anything.
Right.
you know?
Right. He would also control them financially. Not only would Matsunaga take almost all of the money he could from his victims before killing him,
Yeah.
there were many times when he would force his victims into sex or sex work for his benefit.
Oh my god.
Many, many cult leaders have used sex as power, just one
Yeah.
example being David Koresh,
Mhm.
who was the Branch Davidians in the Waco Massacre.
The guy from Keep Sweet Obey, he was Warren, I think is the name,
Okay.
but he was Latter-day Saints or something like that.
Oh,
It essentially was a cult, but he had, like, 63 wives, majority of them underage.
yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah, and so, that was, like, I mean, it was obviously religious tactics as well,
Right.
but to and, like, he would also be marrying his own daughters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of icky stuff happening.
Yeah.
So but yeah, he did that. It's a fucked up documentary, man.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
And so this financial gain goes along with the numerous cults who would force members to contribute pretty much all of their money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Scientology, I know
Mhm.
it's mainly rich people, but a lot of other cults, it's like you come in, you give your life
Wasn't
savings.
Heaven's Gate like that too?
Probably.
There was one that I talked
I
about
believe so.
where they did that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
one of the main
Yeah, yeah,
tactics that
yeah.
cults
Yeah,
use.
yeah, yeah.
So also, like, if you do leave, you're left with nothing.
Right, which in turn makes it difficult to leave.
Right. But he does differ in the fact that he didn't have a set belief system. So most
Except
cults
for in himself.
right. But most cults center around a religious, spiritual, or pseudoscientific ideology, which Matsunaga didn't have. His motives were personal power, sadism.
Mhm.
I don't know why I always want to say, well, I know sadism, but it's not sadism.
No, it's sadism.
It's sadism and greed. So he wasn't trying to spread a doctrine or convert people. He was trying to control people.
And just do what he pleased.
Right. He also didn't have a hierarchy. His followers were his captives.
Yeah.
And he wasn't trying to build a legacy or have his cult continue on for years after his
Obviously not,
death.
he fucking killed everybody.
Right, exactly. All of his manipulations ended in murder due to him being afraid of being caught or exposed or just out of inconvenience.
It reminds me, like you said, of Charles Manson,
Hmm.
how
He
convinced
technically
yeah,
didn't kill
kill
anyone.
anyone. Yeah,
Yes, I thought of him a
yeah,
lot during this too because Matsunaga didn't kill anyone,
technically.
but he mastermind the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah. All of what he did follows the BITE model, BITE, common tactics used by a good majority of cult leaders. So this was developed by
Dinosaur.
Stephen Hassan. Hmm,
Bite? What does it stand for?
Of course, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'm not just going to leave you on that cliffhanger.
Thank you.
So, B, behavior,
Mhm.
restricting movement and enforcing obedience. Information, isolation from the news, families, and lies of the outside world.
Sure.
Thought, redefining reality and gaslighting. And emotion, guilt, fear, shame, and trauma bonding. So, if you do look at most cult leaders,
Yeah.
they follow the bite model.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I also looked into why his victims didn't try to fight back or try to leave,
Mhm.
especially Junko Ogata. So, his victims were broken down, stripped of autonomy, and made to believe that they couldn't leave, shouldn't leave, or deserved what was happening to them. His coercive control, which we have talked a lot about, created a closed system where escape was physically dangerous, leading to torture afterwards if they did try,
Mhm.
which soon made escape seem psychologically unimaginable.
Right, because you're weighing the odds of what if I escape and get caught?
Hmm.
What's that punishment gonna be like versus if I don't try to do that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if I don't try, I'm not going to get hurt. If I try, it's going to be very, very bad.
And oh, I just had a thought with the manipulation. Fuck, what was it?
Escape, unimaginable, pain, torture, not wanting to leave. When it pops into your head, just let me know.
Yeah,
I'll let
sorry.
you pop on in.
Okay.
With the torture, sometimes afterwards he would rescue them emotionally by claiming that they were being cleansed and that he was saving them from a worse fate.
Love bombing.
Hmm. If he ever showed them rare moments of
Oh, I remember what I
affection,
was gonna say.
yes,
Sorry. I I was thinking about the fact that, like, he was able to control all of these people, and in general, I guess it's more of a question. Do you think that people that ends up happening to are already in a low place?
maybe.
Because to convince all those people how worthless they are,
I mean, maybe.
I know that there was threats and physical harm and all that stuff that was involved in it, but you gotta wonder what people's mental state is starting as
Right.
of how it could get to be that someone is
Where he
telling you you're
is.
worthless and you believe them.
Yeah. I don't know, I guess maybe over time too, it's just if you're
Yeah.
constantly told this.
Mhm.
So if he ever showed them rare moments of affection, those moments would be perceived as love or hope, which made the victims hold on tighter.
Mhm.
So this type of feeling, trauma bonding, is common in hostage situations, cults, abusive relationships, and human trafficking.
And you gotta wonder if parents couldn't leave their kids and
Mhm.
all that, even though they
Because I
ended up.
mean, I mean, you would think about escaping, right?
Yeah.
But then the fact that you're leaving your kids there,
Right.
what's gonna happen to them? Like, I know I'm escaping to get help, but if I don't make it, they're here.
Right.
If I'm
Will they
gone,
kill
what's gonna
him
happen? Right.
or her because I left?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you can't have the kid leave because they're probably like, most of the kids, the 2 young kids weren't old enough.
Yeah, they were very young.
So there's no way they can leave and get help.
And
So,
their minds are, you can tell, are easily manipulated, especially when all these adults around them are doing the same
oh,
thing.
absolutely. I mean, if that's what you're growing up with, that's
Yeah.
normal. Normal,
Right.
you know? And you're not getting any, like, discipline for doing it, so
Yeah.
you don't see it as being wrong. And, like,
Mhm.
one of the things we said, after a while, you start to reshape your mentality and your
Yeah.
thoughts, and so what used to be bad and wrong to you no longer is because you just
Yeah, it's like when kids who grow up in an abusive household realize that that's not normal
Right,
and realize that, like, the rest of the world is not like that. That's kind of almost what it reminds me of.
right,
Like, their thinking is, "Nope, this is normal. This is how people live."
right, mhm,
Yeah.
yep. There was also a definite learned helplessness, so
Mm.
their guilt increased every time they had to inflict harm to others,
Sure.
and maybe it led the victims to believe that they were unworthy to seek help. So this
Mm.
goes with shame and self-blame, believing that because they hurt someone they loved, they couldn't go to the police or that no one would believe them.
Well, that kinda makes sense, though, because then will you get in trouble?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They became too emotionally crushed to even imagine leaving.
Mm.
So this point is specific to the case, which is the fact that it took place in Japan.
Mhm.
Some people stayed as a way to avoid public shame. They didn't
Mm.
want to dishonor their family or draw attention to failure.
Oh.
I think of this at the point where Matsunaga blackmailed Ogata's mother, saying
Yeah.
that he would tell people about the rape. Like, sir, you raped her.
Right,
You are the bad person in
but because
this.
of
But because of the
culture.
culture, it would look bad on her. And it would be shameful for her and her family.
Yeah.
hmm
Wow.
Matsunaga claimed that he had superior knowledge and control, which might have made some victims more likely to submit to not be going against authority.
Mhm.
Because again, very law abiding.
Right. And I gotta imagine too, if I'm a woman and I see this other woman with this man, whether whoever lying about their relationship, whatever it is, plus he's charismatic,
Yeah,
I could see that people falling for that.
right, exactly. And with the fact that many families were kept as victims, many victims would be more likely to stay to protect or redeem their relatives.
Yeah.
So what we've mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
For example, Ogata's loyalty to Matsunaga was partially rooted in trying to protect her family.
Mhm.
While in the end, she ultimately wasn't able to protect them at the beginning. That's why she stayed.
Yeah.
And for Kumio, he took a lot of the abuse trying to protect his daughter.
Makes sense.
So as an overall, because
Mhm.
you say in conclusion, I don't have that. Dang it! Oh no, I can do that next time. I came up with things to say to you.
Yay!
And I'm gonna try new ones each day and we'll figure out which one we like the best.
Okay.
Okay. I was like, dang it, I forgot to say it, but I didn't ask you anything, so it was fine. Okay, back to this. So, the psychological techniques he used caused a step by step collapse of his family's inability to leave.
Mm.
So, I'm going to go through the steps.
Okay.
So, we have the initial hook. He used his charm, love bombing, and promise of protection and salvation.
Yep.
Then his progressive isolation, cutting ties with any outside support and connections.
Mhm.
Then there's the first violence. So, shock and fear, but usually followed by forgiveness or rationale for why the violence had to happen.
And he started with just the daughter
Technically.
for, like, a long time, though.
Yeah, I mean, he had
Before.
Ogata, and then he
Yeah.
had and Kumio and the daughter, and then when Kumio passed, he had the daughter and had her for a while before it was the family.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I wonder if that also made it pretty easy for him to manipulate
And she was
his.
so young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we have the cycle of abuse. So tension, violence, honeymoon phase, and apologies, and repeat.
Yep.
Guilt and complicity. Victims had to harm others by Matsunaga's orders, or they would have failed in his eyes.
Mm.
So they get to a point where they want to impress him.
Yeah.
Loss of identity, so victims start to doubt their self-worth and agency, and then complete submission. The victims are now solely in survival mode. They no longer see escape as possible or even deserved.
Oh.
So to end this, no victim stayed in the general sense, like
Yeah.
cult victims would stay.
Yeah.
They were held, shaped, and broken by tactics that were designed to erase any self-will. So there you have it.
Ugh.
I'm sure there's more to this case out there, but a lot of it is in Japanese. I don't read Japanese, so that's not easily accessible for me.
Fair.
And due to the graphic nature of this case, it wasn't very documented. So
Yeah.
again, I did what I could with what I had.
What do you think about her getting life in prison?
See, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, I know Charles Manson's people killed
Mhm.
and they got life in prison,
Mhm.
but it's also like they were controlled by him,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I don't think it's black and white.
Right.
I do look at her as a victim,
Mhm. Like, absolutely, I definitely think she is because she was also being abused and everything,
100%.
and so she's going along with it because she's been abused.
But also at the same time, there still has to be accountability.
Yeah,
Like you always say, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
yeah,
And so while like I said, I definitely look at her as a victim.
mhm,
And so maybe not life in prison,
but something,
but
or
something.
maybe help somewhere or something.
More help. Like
Yes,
if she's gonna spend her life somewhere, like
do it something that's gonna be beneficial for her.
exactly, exactly. So that she can hopefully one day recognize what even happened.
Right,
Because I imagine, I mean, I could be wrong, but if you're so deep in that mindset,
mhm.
when you do get in trouble, do you see it as being wrong or, and not or, do you see it as being wrong because it's against the law
Oh,
or seeing it as being wrong because it's also morally wrong? And if
yeah,
you don't see it as morally wrong, you only see it as it's against the law, then where's her headspace at when she's going to jail?
yeah,
Does she still believe that what she did was right? And in that case, she needs help,
mhm.
you know?
But yeah, of course, I didn't get any of that. There wasn't very much on her.
Yeah,
There was a lot, not a lot. There was more on him,
that makes sense.
not very much on her.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to find like anything about her childhood,
Mhm.
anything kind of about afterwards.
Oh my god. Why do these thoughts keep popping out of my head? Shit.
You had the pregnancy brain. It's like emanating to you from me.
I know, this is ridiculous.
It's been happening a lot at lunch the other day. We like pay, like we go up to the cashier
Mhm.
and we pay. I was like, "Oh, this is what I got." I gave her my little ticket and I said, "Okay, have a good day." And I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot to pay." I came back and she's just laughing. And then we have to scan in to like get through the gates.
Yeah.
And I like scanned my badge. I'm like, why is this not opening? I didn't put in my code. So it's like little things where it doesn't like I don't think of it at the moment. And then when it's not working, I'm like, oh my God.
I put my badge on the hook that I put my car keys.
Oh,
So when I left the other day, I had my car keys in my hand. I still went to go grab them off the hook because it's just like nature.
the habit.
And I looked and I was like, those aren't supposed to be there. Those are supposed to be in my bag.
I've used my badge sometimes to scan into the bathroom. We don't need it to scan into the
sometimes if
bathroom. I
I'm
just,
real sometimes if I'm really tired, especially when my apartment building used to have a key,
yeah,
I would try to unlock it with my car key. I'm not kidding. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
we're doing great.
Yes.
That thought will also pop into your head probably 5 minutes from now when we're done recording.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
look at that.
I will have to show you how to add the extension onto your Google Chrome for it to translate websites.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the case of Futoshi Matsunaga.
Very well done in terms of how you told it.
Thank you.
I think, you gave the information and then kind of filled in the gaps a little bit.
Thank you.
I personally think you did great with the names.
I know there was some confusion with the names.
Yeah.
That is also my fault for
No,
pronunciations.
it's okay. You clarified. That's all I needed.
We really need like little figurines for some stories
Yes,
sometimes.
seriously.
To be like, hey, we have this family here, and here's the
Yes.
family tree.
Yes. Where's our whiteboard?
Oh my God, where is our whiteboard? It's packed away somewhere.
Oh, we'll have to find it.
Yes. Oh, that
But
would have been
yeah,
so convenient.
it's almost like you've piqued my interest now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I really would love for someone to be able to do a deep dive on this.
I know. And
And
I
like,
tried. I used
oh, sure.
ChatGPT. I used
Absolutely.
the sources that they provided to go to those
Hmm.
websites. I looked up their webs. Like I did what I could. I
Absolutely.
scoured the internet
And
and
I
this is what I
and I
found.
feel like people who like make documentaries and stuff, they have the ability to talk to people
Right,
that we
right,
don't have.
right.
And so,
Because there's only been like 3 journalists
yeah.
in the entirety of this case who have looked into this
And at
case.
this point, it's what, 30 years old,
Ish, yeah.
give or take?
Yeah.
So the more time goes by.
Mhm. Like it happened the crimes were 96, 98.
When was the first time it was like actually reported on?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good point. I didn't check that.
Okay.
It would have been after all the crimes came to light,
Sure,
though.
sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So probably in 2002, 2003-ish time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so only 3 people wrote about the case, and guess how many good sources I found? 3. So I
I mean,
I
you
found
still I
all I
mean,
could in
you
English.
gave us a lot of information, but there's still a lot of questions.
I know.
And so
So
I wanna know
many.
more.
But yeah.
But wow, that's tough.
Yeah.
Sad and scary.
Yeah.
Sad and very
And
scary.
so I thought it was important to share too because it's not well reported.
Sure.
And so, you know,
And
these things need to be talked about.
no matter what someone tells you, if they tell you that you're worthless, you're not.
Correct.
And you do deserve to be here, and there are people that love you.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
I didn't think it would turn into a cult, but it did.
It was a mini one.
Yeah, and I got to go into cults, which we love
Yeah.
looking into.
But it definitely, I mean, like, it mirrors it minus the fact
Mhm.
that he wanted more people.
Right. Right. Yeah.
He just wanted to control anyone and everyone.
Yeah. So I thought it was very interesting.
And I wonder if the daughter that's not
Kumio's
his
daughter?
daughter, yeah,
Mhm.
didn't escape, if he would have
How much longer it would have gone on?
not necessarily how much longer it would have gone on, but, like, would he have found another family
Oh,
to do
yeah.
that to?
That's a good point.
Because before it was, like, 1 or 2 people at a time.
It would be like a woman here, a woman there.
Right. Then it got to a whole family.
Right.
And he was successful in what
Right.
he set out to do.
Mhm.
Would
Which is
he
it's just so wild
Yeah.
that they like and I think of that all the time, like, they didn't team up and, like, attack him
Right.
or something, you
Yeah.
know?
It didn't even cross their minds to realize that he was technically outnumbered.
Exactly.
Fun fact, sometimes at work, I think to myself, "I wonder if the kids are ever gonna realize that they outnumber the adults." And that there'll be a children uprising. Just every once in a while.
Again, like those little people from Recess
Yes, exactly, that's exactly what I think of.
with their face paint. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Well, we hope everyone's having a good spooky season so far,
Yes.
that you're getting to see fun decorations.
This was definitely
Ooh,
spooky.
send us your Halloween costumes.
Yes.
If you post any on social media, tag us at A Scary State Podcast. We would love to see them.
Or, like, if you have, like, really cool decorations.
Yeah.
Or you, like
This is our favorite season. Send us everything.
if there's, like, a street in your neighborhood that, like, really goes all out or whatever, send
Yeah.
us pics.
Yeah, we would love
I
it.
love it.
So I guess that's all we have for this one.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want us to cover anything specific for our last episode,
Oh,
let us
yeah.
know.
I forgot to put that thing out. When you go to edit this, can you remind me?
Yep.
Thank you.
So stay scary.
And stay safe.